Mod your guitar in association with Seymour Duncan and Area Distribution.
Hi there. If you've seen the previous video, you already know I find it almost impossible to say Seymour Duncan Liberator solderless pickup chain system without tripping over my words. Anyway, in this video I actually install the Seymour Duncan Liberator system. In the previous video I put together the guitar that it goes into. This should be interesting. As you can probably see, although this is just a Bitzer, a standard Fender Stratocaster scratch plate is a good enough fit. The trouble is, if I'm going to use a lot of different pickup combinations, I'm going to get through a lot of scratch plates very quickly. So what I'm going to do is use a sheet of this board that they use for exhibitions. It's actually a display board and it's used for mounting posters and things like that. So all I'm going to do is get my scratch plate and draw around it, and then I can make myself up several scratch plates, and it's easy enough to cut this stuff out, and then I can cut out holes in them for humbuckers and single coils and combinations thereof. And although the stuff isn't really durable enough to make a long-term scratch plate, it's certainly good enough for what we're trying to do here. Okay, well, here's a selection of my prototype scratch plates I've made by drawing around this and then adapting the design a bit for, if you like, quick release. Some of these are slots, so I just have to loosen the screws to get the plate out rather than take all the screws out. Hello children, can you spot something stopping this guitar working? Yes, that's right, we have no machine heads. No problem. Okay, I've got a set of the Closen type of fenders here, which will fit this neck very nicely. Okay, problem solved. For my first attempt at wiring with the Seymour Duncan Liberator, I'm going to put together what you might call the Eddie Van Halen secret schematic. In other words, one pickup, one volume, and in this case I've even used a volume called tone, which was Eddie's joke that the more you turn the volume up, the better the tone gets, so it might as well say tone on it. In my case, I've put in a Seymour Duncan quarter pounder single coil. And before you think that this is getting a bit too lovey with the sponsor, I'd like to point out that the reason I'm using this pickup is it's my personal property. I've owned it for 20 years. I didn't put it in there because Seymour Duncan gave it to me or anything like that. Now then, I should be able to wire this up using my own common sense and the little supplied screwdriver, because it really shouldn't be that complicated. The challenge that I'm going to set myself is to wire it all up with no soldering at all beyond the leads you can see. Supplied with the Liberator there is a set of written instructions for connecting up two humbuckers, each with 4 wires, following naturally enough the Seymour Duncan colour coding. If you have different requirements, there's an awful lot of other schematics provided on the website. Here's one for 3 single coils that I printed out earlier, so that's well worth a look, save you having to use too much of your own brain power. That was an incredibly quick and easy thing to do, considering I've got no proper shielding going on here. It's not noisy either, so yeah, it really is an effective system. Okay, well, I've got my test guitar together. If I'm honest, it ain't much of a looker, but actually it plays pretty well, and it doesn't sound half bad. For those of you of more delicate sensibilities, it does do clean as well.